Hi, it's Ian Schnoor. Welcome back to my video series on the top 10 reasons that your balance sheet doesn't balance. In this video, I'm going to share the 8th of my 10 tips on what to look for when a balance sheet doesn't balance. And in this video, I'm also going to show you a great tip and a keyboard shortcut to help catch and find this error in models. This problem that I want to show you in this video is a very, very common one, and it's often hard for people to find. And the culprit is hard-coded values. This happens when someone types a hard number, or sometimes we call it a dead input, into a cell in the model that should have contained a formula. People do this all the time, and it causes all sorts of issues and problems with models. So let's go into the model, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about and then how to find these really bad problems here. So let's switch over. Let me share my screen so that you can see the model here, and let's get started. So I'm in the model sheet. You can see here I am on the model sheet. I'm looking at the very top in row 1. I'm on the revenue schedule. And one of the things we talk about a lot at FMI, and for those going through the AFM program, is that there should be no inputs in the actual model sheet. There should be no typed in numbers. The historical numbers, yes, historical numbers can be typed directly in if you want. That's fine. But within the forecast years, you really never should have typed in numbers. Everything should either be repeating an assumption, using an assumption value, in this case a scenario, or it should be, if it's a black number, it should be some sort of a calculation. It should be some sort of a formula. That's very, very strong modeling practice. However, and so you can see here, every single black number is some sort of a formula. This is revenue. The revenue number is just a calculation of price. Here's my sales price times multiplied by the volume. However, occasionally and sometimes people will override formulas with dead inputs, with hard codes. Have you ever seen this before? For some reasons, people will take a number here. Let's say it's 272.7, and they'll just override it. They'll type in something that says, I don't know, 275. Maybe they want to play with a number that's a little bit different. They'll type in 275. And in this one here, it's calculating 322, but let me type in 330. So these are two terrible issues in a model now, because you don't realize that these are dead inputs. These are hard-coded values where they should have been formulas. But my question in this video is this going to prevent the balance sheet from balancing? Will this stop my balance sheet from balancing? Well, I hope you're thinking and realizing the answer in this case is no. Having a hard-coded value does not always stop the balance sheet from balancing. Let's go down and take a look. So now you can see I've typed in two dead numbers. Let's scroll down here to the income statement, to the cash flow statement, and then to the balance sheet. The balance sheet should still be balanced, and it is. You're wondering, why is that? Well, that's because those dead numbers flowed directly to the income statement. Those dead revenue numbers have come down to the income statement, and on the income statement is now calculating net income. That net income is impacting the cash on the balance sheet on one side, and it's impacting the retained earnings. So the balance sheet stays balanced. If you hard code some numbers, your balance sheet might still stay balanced. But in other instances, let's take a look at here. In other instances, let's pretend I went to the cash flow statement. Let's pretend somebody, for some reason, and I've seen this a lot in people's models, people will go to a line in the cash flow statement and they want to mess around or play around. And here's the working capital. We looked at this in a couple videos ago. We looked at working capital, and this is coming from the working capital schedule. You can see the number is 6.6. For some reason, people will sometimes come here and then they'll want to just type in a dead 6.6 just to see, let me type it in, what happens, or they want to lock in a certain value for some reason. So they'll type in 6.6. And in the next year, they will type in exactly what I have, negative 4.1. Well, the problem, though, is it's not exactly 4.1. It's actually a long number, 4.0879. But somebody will come here and type in minus 4.1. So now look what I have. I have these two cells. This first one is a link. The second one is a dead input. And the third one is a dead number, a hard-coded value. And then the last two are correct links. But if I override these two values on the cash flow statement, now my balance sheet is not going to balance. And let's come down here. Let's scroll down to the bottom of the balance sheet, and lo and behold, I'm off. The balance sheet is off in these 2 years, and then it extends. And this could be a very, very hard issue to find. The reason that this hard code is preventing the balance sheet from balancing is because the change in working capital is tied into all the other calculations that impact the balance sheet items. So all of the changes in accounts receivable and inventories and prepaids, those aggregate changes on the balance sheet now do not reconcile exactly with the change in cash because I typed in a dead number here that's not exactly the same as the changes in all the balance sheet items. So this causes a big issue, and it can prevent your balance sheet from balancing. The question is, how do you find it? So I'm going to show you a great tip here. I'm going to go back to the very, very top, and here's what I do. When I'm checking a balance sheet, one of my favorite tips to do is I want to look and see if there are dead numbers, hard-coded values in this sheet. And the great way to do that is I'm going to press the F5 key. The F5 key opens up the Go-To menu. It says Go-To. You might have seen that. Go-To. And then from there, I'm going to click on the Special button. There's a button that says Special. Apparently, there are special places you can go. Well, what I like to do is say Go-To, Special, and then click Constants. And watch what happens when I click Constants and click OK. Look what it does. It's amazing. It highlights every single cell in the entire sheet that was entered as an input. Now, I'm okay if the labels light up, and I'm okay if the historical values light up, but I do not want to see any forecast numbers lighting up. So let's scroll down. Well, as I scroll down, whoa, I'm going to have a bit of a panic attack when I realize that there are two values here that are lighting up. These two numbers have been entered as dead numbers. That's a big problem. And as I continue to scroll down, the cost schedule looks good. The income statement looks fine. There's no highlighted values here. But wow, what's happening? Look on the cash flow statement. There are two values here that are lighting up. These two are also dead numbers. And as I scroll down, I will see the rest of the model is fine. But let's now go fix those issues. So I see that the change in working capital is a problem. And I can now realize as well that there are dead numbers here on the revenue schedule. So I will fix those. I will fix those two. I'll copy across the formula. I'll go back down to the cash flow statement, and I will get rid of these dead values here, and I will copy across the formula all the way across. And now, of course, when I go back to the balance sheet should balance. So one more time, the keystroke is F5 on your keyboard, then to the special menu. You want to go to the Go-To menu and then special, and then click Constants, and you will see every single cell on the entire sheet that was entered as an input. Let me stop the screen share here. It is very critical to find dead inputs and hard codes in models because, first of all, they should almost never be there. It is a terrible idea to have dead numbers or hard codes when you should have had a formula. Sometimes a hard-coded value can prevent the balance sheet from balancing, and sometimes it does not, as I showed you in this video. But in either event, I want to find them, identify them, and fix them. And particularly if there's a hard-coded value preventing your balance sheet from balancing, you can quickly identify it and fix it using the tip that I showed you in this video. I hope that helps. If you have any comments, leave them below, and I will see you for the next one in the series. Now is a great time to further develop your Excel and financial modeling skills. Becoming an AFM will accelerate your career opportunities and professional growth. Enhance your resume with a globally recognized accreditation.